Beneath the calm waters of the Mediterranean Sea, something extraordinary was waiting. In the early 20th century, Greek sponge divers set out on a routine expedition, unaware they were about to rewrite history. As one diver descended into the deep blue, he came face to face with something no one expected. Scattered across the seabed were strange objects, buried for nearly 2,000 years. Among them, corroded bronze fragments hiding an extraordinary secret. The shipwreck lay near the Greek island of Antikythera along ancient Mediterranean trade routes. To understand what was found, we must travel back more than 2,000 years. Ancient Greek astronomers carefully studied the skies, tracking the movements of stars and planets. They believed the heavens followed precise, predictable patterns. What emerged from the sea would prove just how advanced their knowledge truly was. When scientists examined the fragments, they realized this was no ordinary artifact. Inside the corroded bronze were carefully engineered components. Stored quietly in museum archives, the fragments waited decades for their secrets to be revealed. Ancient Greek inscriptions hinted at instructions, calculations, and celestial cycles. The ship that carried them likely sailed from the eastern Mediterranean, transporting valuable cargo. A violent storm ended its journey, sending ship and knowledge to the ocean floor. There, time stood still as bronze statues and amphorae slowly transformed under the sea. When recovered, archaeologists handled the artifacts with extreme care. Each fragment was cataloged, labeled, and studied in detail. What initially appeared as debris would soon challenge everything we thought we knew. X-ray scans revealed something astonishing: complex gears hidden deep inside the corroded bronze. These were not decorative parts, but carefully engineered mechanical components. The gears interlocked with precision, cut to exact ratios. This was machinery, designed to move, calculate, and predict. Astronomical cycles were embedded directly into the mechanism's design. Ancient Greek scholars carefully tracked the movements of the moon. They discovered repeating patterns now known as the Metonic cycle. The mechanism could even predict solar and lunar eclipses. Greek inscriptions explained how the dial should be read. This was not a simple tool, it was a complex scientific instrument. Yet much of this knowledge would soon be lost. As centuries passed, advanced mechanical understanding faded from history. Libraries burned, manuscripts vanished, and technology disappeared. War and conquest reshaped the ancient world. Workshops fell silent, and skills were forgotten. Brilliant minds like Archimedes pushed science to extraordinary heights, but their inventions rarely survived beyond written descriptions. Centers of learning like Rhodes once thrived with scientific innovation. Scholars debated astronomy, mathematics, and the nature of the cosmos. Then, gradually, the knowledge slipped into darkness. Centuries later, the ancient world lay buried beneath sand and time. Blueprints and diagrams turned to dust. Only chance would bring the Antikythera Mechanism back to light. Displayed today behind glass, it still challenges historians. Its gears move with a sophistication unmatched for over 1,000 years. Ancient science meets modern research. Visitors now stand where ancient astronomers once imagined the universe, carefully reading words written millennia ago. Subtle markings and labels helped modern researchers understand how each gear worked together as part of a single, unified system. In ancient workshops like this, precision was achieved without electricity, computers, or modern measuring tools. Skilled craftsmen shaped bronze by hand, carefully cutting gear teeth one by one with remarkable accuracy. Each gear had to fit perfectly, because even a small mistake would throw the entire mechanism off balance. When assembled, these bronze gears formed an intricate system capable of complex motion and calculation. Greek scholars shared knowledge through discussion, debate, and observation rather than written textbooks. For them, the night sky itself served as a living laboratory. Coastal Greek cities thrived as centers of trade, science, and intellectual exchange across the Mediterranean world. Shipbuilders constructed sturdy vessels designed to travel long distances across unpredictable seas. Navigation relied on experience, simple instruments, and careful observation of the stars above. Astronomy was not abstract theory, it was essential for survival at sea. Teachers passed this practical knowledge directly to students through demonstration and repetition. Star maps preserved generations of observation, slowly refined over centuries. Planetary cycles were recorded, compared, and calculated with surprising precision. Stone markers and structures were aligned carefully with the rising and setting sun. The Antikythera Mechanism brought all of this knowledge together into a single machine. Trade routes carried ideas as well as goods, spreading scientific knowledge across ancient civilizations. Ships transported tools, texts, and instruments alongside everyday cargo. But travel across the ancient seas was always dangerous. Sudden storms could overwhelm even the strongest ships without warning. One such storm sealed the fate of the vessel carrying the Antikythera Mechanism. The ship sank slowly, disappearing beneath the waves and into darkness. Its contents settled quietly on the ocean floor, untouched for centuries. Sand and time gradually preserved the wreck and its remarkable cargo. For nearly 2,000 years, the mechanism remained hidden from human eyes, until chance and curiosity brought it back into the world. The calm surface of the sea concealed one of history's greatest scientific surprises. In 1901, Greek sponge divers unknowingly approached a forgotten chapter of human knowledge. One diver's descent would change the understanding of ancient technology forever. Through the murky depths, shapes of statues and artifacts slowly emerged. Bronze figures stood frozen in time, as if guarding a secret. Smaller corroded fragments hinted that something even more extraordinary lay nearby. Recovery was slow and careful, guided by patience rather than haste. On the ship's deck, artifacts were laid out for the first time in centuries. Scholars soon realized these fragments were unlike anything previously discovered. What seemed ordinary at first would soon challenge everything historians believed. In quiet museum storage rooms, shelves of ancient artifacts waited for deeper investigation. Cracks in the bronze revealed hidden complexity beneath layers of corrosion. Inside, scientists saw interlocking gears where none were expected to exist. The discovery stunned researchers around the world. This was not decoration, it was precise mechanical engineering. Reconstructions began to reveal the mechanism's true purpose. It could predict eclipses, planetary motion, and astronomical cycles. Ancient Greek astronomy proved far more advanced than previously imagined. Knowledge thought lost had survived, hidden inside bronze. Today, the Antikythera Mechanism inspires scientists, historians, and engineers alike. It forces us to rethink what ancient civilizations were capable of achieving. Greek science was not primitive or accidental. It was precise, mathematical, and deeply systematic. Modern technology now continues the investigation begun thousands of years ago. Each new study answers old questions and raises new ones. Ancient predictions still align closely with modern astronomical calculations. The same stars connect ancient observers with scientists today. Across time, the universe remains constant. Ruins remind us how much knowledge humanity has lost over the century. Weathered inscriptions whisper ideas that once shaped the world. Yet traces of ancient genius still remain. Today, new generations rediscover these achievements with fresh eyes. Diagrams and models replace stories once passed only by word of mouth. But everything began with imagination, observation, and bronze. The Antikythera Mechanism stands alone in human history. Some knowledge was lost, but not forgotten. And this ancient machine reminds us just how far humanity once reached. If you enjoy uncovering lost history and ancient technology, please like this video and subscribe.